Podcast movement will be kind of a big deal. The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Will Ferrell is speaking at Podcast Movement Evolutions as part of the first keynote. He'll join Conal Byrne from iHeartMedia to discuss his experience hosting his own Ron Burgundy podcast and the growth of his Big Money Players podcast network. We're linked to where to get tickets in our show notes and our newsletter today. Humanists UK have posted a long statement criticising the New York Times' Trojan Horse Affair podcast. The group are seeking a number of corrections and retractions from the New York Times and claim editing of one interview was misleading, giving comparisons between the raw interview and the edit. They've already succeeded in getting one published correction. LinkedIn is getting into podcasts. Oh, good. The company announced a podcast network, including one from co-founder Reid Hoffman. Gumball has signed a multi-year, 7-figure exclusive sales deal with Mandy B and Bridget Kelly's podcast, See the Thing Is. The show left the Joe Budden podcast network in October. Yesterday, we wondered about Spotify's new auto downloads feature. We've linked to some more settings screens today, and we asked Spotify whether it's just a test and whether the app stops downloading if you stop listening. It is just a test, says Spotify. A spokesperson also tells us, we're always working to enhance the Spotify experience, and we routinely conduct tests to inform our decisions. Some tests end up paving the way for new offerings or enhancements, while others may only provide learnings. We don't have any additional information to share at this time. Well, is auto-download important to you as a publisher or listener? You've not got much time to fill out the Pod News report card at podnews.net/report card, and you can feed back directly to the podcast industry. We would really appreciate it. We've had over 150 so far, and they're all fascinating. podnews.net/report card. Do it now. iHeartRadio's podcast revenue in the US last quarter was up by 130% year on year. In quarter 4 21, they made $96 million in revenue. The radio stations, though, made $726 million. Sounds Profitable has added a deep dive into the Thought Leaders Partner Intelligence solution. Elsie Bernache takes Brian through their tool. How much did Libsyn pay for PAR? $5 million in cash, plus a further $2.7 million worth of stock over 3 years, the company has told the SEC. And how much did Spotify buy Whooshka for? Well, if the rumours we hear are correct, around $15 million. And in People News, Sonal Chokshi is stepping down from the A16 podcast, which is now looking for a new host. And Elsa Silberstein is now a producer for Australia's ABC Audio On Demand. And in podcast news, Contributors features provoking conversations about how to take your organisation one step further by prioritising more than just the bottom line. It's produced by Quill, and we thank them for their support this month. And Frame of Mind is one of 2 new podcasts from New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. Being distributed by PRX, it's produced by Goat Rodeo. Frame of Mind shares uplifting stories about how art supports well-being, especially during times of struggle and stress. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories in full and subscribe for free, we're at podnews.net.